Greetings again, my brother. This is Bishop Larry Mays, and I want to pick up again with clarity and focus where we left off in our last video discussion. Again, I talked about the why and the how and aspects of how important they are when we're talking about vision, we're talking about mission. It talks about what grounds us, and it makes things very clear. They are actionable principles. Okay, too many values can be diluted because you don't have a good plan for execution. And boy, do I want to mention that word execution. Because you can dream big and the dream will never come to manifestation if you don't have the why and the how to execute the vision. So everybody in your church that's in leadership and even your members should be referred to as vision containers. In other words, they carry that vision in their heart. So if anybody asks them about the church, it's called Vision on Demand. I can tell you in a brief way who we are and who we are not. So when you talk about values, they are addressed in key areas that will drive your church forward: spiritual formation, community outreach, discipleship, leadership development. These things help you to number your values and to maintain focus while ensuring they are comprehensive enough to guide every decision from teaching to completion. We've talked about the why and the how. Now let's talk a little bit about consistency, because everything I mentioned, whether it's consistency, clarity, actionable framework, unity and alignment, all of them have a why and they have a how. Make sure that you understand that these things must have a why I'm doing it and how I'm going to accomplish them, or they're nothing but a pipe dream that never has completion or manifestation. So consistency is a written list of core values that serve as a reference point for all leadership and ministry activities. I think I might have said that in the last time I recorded, that when you're in a room with leaders, it's not the leaders that are in charge of the meeting, it's your vision. Your vision is in charge of that meeting, and that vision always tells everybody in the room what we are going to do. And then when you start looking at the clarity, the consistency, the actionable framework, the unity and alignment, the why and the how tells you how to accomplish it. So when you talk about consistency, written. When you talk about keeping the number between 5 to 10 in your core values, they're written. You write them, you make them plain, so he that readeth them and run. Actionable framework is an assignment of people in the room about the details that they need in order to complete the assignment that you've given based on the vision of that house. It is written and is shared across the church. They are a practical guide for how members interact, serve, and lead, and it's also interactive with how leadership are to monitor the progress. And then where do you go with unity and alignment? Well, I can't say enough about unity. If you was to ask me, the most important thing about how a church moves forward is not really the vision. It's not the vision. It's not the mission. The driving force with a church is unity. You cannot accomplish anything without unity. So you have to develop unity among your leadership and among your congregation. You want everybody being able to speak the same thing, have the same mind, and have the same judgment. And then finally, long-term sustainability. These core values that are written and clearly defined must give the church a foundation for longevity. In other words, you're not switching up from time to time based on trends and what's popular and what other people are doing. You must determine that your core values and your vision and your mission are sustainable for long term. And then again, how you're going to do it. Again, I want to thank you. This is Bishop Larry Mays. Have a great day.